Hello, everybody. So let's get started on our session this Monday. So, if you fancy, first join me on a little stretch. I like to stretch my arms, my back, my neck. So, do as much stretching as you please. Even if you feel you need to stand up and shake your legs, do that. And then when you feel ready, when you have a nice, comfortable posture, close your eyes, and first, let's all become aware of the weight and the space that our body occupies in the room. So getting a sense of where we are, how heavy we are on this planet, paying attention to the contact that our buttocks has on our seat, and feeling the weight of our feet on the ground. And maybe pressing your feet on the ground for a few seconds with that intention to ground yourself, to anchor yourself, taking advantage of this to give a little thank you to the earth for allowing our whole 3D human experience. And when you're ready, let's move our focus and our attention away from our feet and let it move up through our legs and our body right into the chest, and in the middle of the chest where the heart is. And here, let's connect with the heart. If you feel the need to, you can put a hand over your heart to touch it. Maybe you do also hear it or feel it beating in your chest. And once you're confident that you have connected your focus in the heart, let's imagine as if our breath is flowing in and out directly through the heart. So just visualize, imagine the flow of your breath entering the heart when you breathe in and flowing out from the heart when you breathe out. And now let's go a step further and harmonize the rhythm of our breath. So as much as you can, breathe in and out a little bit deeper and slower than usual. And trying to have your in-breath and out-breath lasting the same amount of time as much as possible. A good reference is 5 seconds, 5 seconds on the in-breath, 5 seconds on the out-breath. But if you need to go a bit faster or slower, it's perfectly okay too. So we'll do this for another minute together in silence to find the right rhythm for ourselves. Keep breathing in and out a little bit slower and deeper than usual, while imagining, visualizing the breath flowing in and out through the heart. Let's do this for another minute as to welcome our new participants. Focusing the attention on the heart, imagining the flow of the breath flowing in and out through the heart, and breathing a little bit slower and deeper than usual. Now, as you might start to feel a sense of calm entering the body, let's take advantage of this neutral state that we've just created for ourselves with that heart-centered breath to first of all remind ourselves of the vision or the goals that we have for ourselves. So reminding ourselves of the direction where we desire to go towards. So if you're clear on the vision for your life, remind yourself of it. If you're unclear, maybe you're clearer with some shorter term goals, so maybe you know what you want to achieve in the next 10 years or 5 or 3 or 1. Remind yourself of that. Or even your shorter goals if you prefer to go closer in time and remind yourself, or just where you're heading for this month, it's fine as well. But give yourself a sense of direction. And once you've done that, we're now going to start to contemplate the past, the very recent past of last week, and what happened last week. How did the week unfold? And looking at it through the lens of both what did work well and what didn't work so well. Or maybe, to be precise, what you didn't think worked so well. Because sometimes we don't really know if something is for the best or not. We all have examples of blessings in disguise behind things that we didn't like in the moment. So just review the week and look at what you want to maintain, what you want to nurture, what you want more of. At work, in your family, your relationships, your spiritual life, your hobbies, your leisure time, any area of life that is important for you. And consider also what you didn't like as much, what you would like to change, what you want less of. And this part without judgment. Don't judge yourself for anything that may have happened that you feel didn't work. Just take note of what worked and what didn't. And welcome everything as valuable information. Okay, now I'm gonna ask all of us a question. So if last week was to repeat itself over and over, or a version of last week was to repeat itself over and over in the future, would that bring you closer to your goals, your vision, or would that bring you away from your vision? Basically, if you were to keep doing what you've been doing so far, what sort of trajectory is this drawing in the future? Is this pointing right in the bullseyes of your goals, your vision? Is it pointing at least in the general direction, maybe? Or is it way off track? And again, if it's off track, don't judge it. It's just information that allows you now to course correct this valuable awareness. And once you've done that, let's move our attention onto the future, but this time a probable or possible future. And for that, let's use our imagination. Let's use our imagination to visualize, to imagine the best possible outcomes, the best possible scenarios for next week. So first, I'm gonna invite you to review everything that's in your control. So if everything that's in your control was to work perfectly well, if you were to make happen everything that you have set your mind into, if everything you had planned, you were able to lead in the smooth way, what would that look like? If you were to take everything on your to-do list, if you were to start this project or this hobby or this diet or this sport that you've been promising yourself to start, if you were making that time, that quality time with your loved ones, If you were giving yourself that quality time as well, what would that look like? Okay, and once you've had an overview of everything that you could achieve, now I'm going to invite you to imagine a step further. How could the next week look like if everything that's actually not in your control could turn out in the best possible way possible? Maybe decisions that are not in your hands are turning for the best. Maybe the weather turns out to be brilliant for some activities that you've planned. You get the gist. So imagine if everything was to work well. And then when you're ready, push it one step even further. And let's consider everything that we don't even expect. What could surprises, unexpected news, what would the week look like if you were welcoming some unexpected that was bringing you closer from your goals, from your vision, or at least that were aligned with your vision? With some new people that you're meeting, some opportunities out of the blue coming your way, and allow your imagination to go wild. Don't even try to stay realistic here. Just allow yourself to dream. And now, the last step for this part of our session, I'm going to invite you to state an intention to be willing to receive and welcome into your life anything that is aligned with your vision, but that you're not yet even capable to imagine. So opening your mind, your heart to possibilities that are up until now even beyond the realm of what you can possibly think of. And being willing to welcome things in your life that maybe look very different than what you had envisioned, and welcoming them in your life with openness being willing to welcome things that don't look like what you're familiar with. And once you've set that intention in your heart, now I'm going to invite you to notice how you're feeling. Imagining with all of this amazing, positive ideas and best possible outcomes. How does that make you feel? And maybe you know exactly how you feel. Maybe you can put a name on the feeling, maybe not. If not, it's not a problem at all. And just for a moment, allow yourself to notice where in your body is that feeling. Where do you feel it the most in your body? And if that feeling had a color, what color would that be? If that feeling had a texture, what texture would it be? And what shape? What shape would it be? What temperature would it be? Just notice. And as you're noticing, allow yourself to notice more and more and more. Allow yourself to feel that feeling with even more intensity. And I'm going to invite us all now to expand that feeling and radiate that feeling out from our heart when we breathe out. And bringing it back into ourselves through our heart when we breathe in. And breathe out again, radiate the feeling out into the space around you. And again, when you breathe in, bring the feeling back into yourself. And every time you're breathing in and out, the feeling gets stronger and stronger. Every time you breathe in, imagine that feeling flowing into your heart, into your body through your heart. Every time you breathe out, imagine that feeling flowing out from your heart. And maybe getting that sensation that every time you do that, every time you breathe in and out, every time that feeling enters and flows out from your body, from your heart, that feeling that is somehow charging up your heart. And when our hearts are getting full, filled to the brim with this feeling, I'm going to invite us now again to use our imagination and imagine that when this feeling flows out from our heart, it flows out in such an intense way, like a laser beam, that you're able to draw a portal right in front of you. This feeling shooting out from your heart like a laser beam is literally opening up a portal in time and space right in front of you. Yes, exactly like in sci-fi movies. And on the other side of this portal is all of the information for the week to come, all the information that resonates with all of these best possible scenarios that we have imagined for ourselves. So I'm going to invite us now in our mind's eyes, or even in real life if you fancy standing up and walking through it, but otherwise in your mind's eyes, I'm going to invite you to imagine as if you're walking through the portal. And on the other side of the portal, there you are, into a possible reality for the week to come that is absolutely aligned, that is vibrationally matching the feeling, the high vibration that you have nurtured within you for the last 15 minutes. And so there, on the other side of the portal, I'm gonna invite you to take deep breath, really feeling that you're soaking in the new vibe, the new vibe for next week. Connecting with all of the information that the field is holding for us, all of the information that is vibrationally matching your own right now, your own elevated state. You're connecting with all these new insights, maybe ideas, possibilities, opportunities. And stepping into the start of this week on that new path, this new reality that you've carved into time and space to be aligned with the best possible outcomes and scenarios for the future. And now I'm gonna invite you to set another intention. The intention to as best as you can to keep that high vibration within yourself, and at any moment that you might feel drifting away from it, that you would remind yourself of this moment right now, that you are at your highest vibration, you're connected with these possibilities. And to help you remember, I'm going to invite you, if you wish now, to touch your thumb and index finger together as an anchor to remember this moment right now. Touching your index finger and your thumb together as a reminder of this moment right now, as a reminder of how you're feeling right now. So that at any time during the week, whenever you need it, whenever you notice that you're maybe slipping away, and it's totally normal. I mean, life happens. Whenever you notice that you're slipping away, just bring your index finger and your thumb together as a reminder of how you feel right now. Using this to anchor yourself in that high vibration feelings whenever you need it during the week. Okay, and now we're coming to the end of our session. I'm gonna invite us to bring ourselves back in the here and now, but only stronger from these connections that we've made for the week. And to do that, let's rub our hands together until they're warm. And then place them at the top of our head. And then making sure to touch all the parts of our body going down, touching our face, the back of our head, our neck, our chest, our shoulders, our arms, all the way down to our hands again. And starting back at the top of the chest, going all the way down the torso and the sides of the back, as much of the back as you can as well. And touching down your legs, your thighs, your knees, your legs, all the way down to your feet. Maybe even touching the ground if you can, from the position that you're in. And doing that to just touch the boundaries of our body again, to make sure we are really back in our body, back here. Maybe press your feet again onto the ground to remind yourself where you are right now. Move a little bit on your seat, and whenever you feel ready, just open your eyes. Hello again. Hello again. So thank you so much for following this session with me, and I'll say see you next week.